Have you ever just wished your AI assistant could do more than just find information for you? What if it could actually do the work? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today, the brand new ChatGPT agent. And believe me, it's a massive step forward. Okay, just imagine giving a prompt like this. This isn't just a simple question, right? This is a whole project. It needs research, analysis, putting it all together, and then actually creating something. Until now, getting an AI to handle a multi-step job like this, well, it felt like something straight out of science fiction.
So, what is a ChatGPT agent really? Well, to put it simply, it's an AI that can basically think and act for itself. It uses a whole set of tools, totally on its own, to take a really complex request from start to finish, all while you're still in charge, supervising the whole thing.
And look, this is way more than just another feature update. It's a fundamental shift in how we even interact with AI. We're moving from just being an operator of a tool to actually collaborating with a partner. Here's a great way to think about that shift. Your old AI was kind of like a research assistant. It was great at fetching things for you. This new agent, it's a project manager. It takes your goal, it makes a plan, it uses its own resources, and it delivers a finished product.
So how does it pull all this off?
Well, this new partner has a seriously powerful toolkit. It works inside its own little virtual computer, and it uses a visual browser to click and scroll on websites just like a person would. It's also got a text-based browser for heavy-duty analysis, and even connectors to apps like Gmail or GitHub. It can even securely log into websites for you to get the job done.
So how did we even get to this point? I mean, this kind of capability didn't just appear out of thin air. It's actually the result of combining two earlier technologies that used to be totally separate.
You see, OpenAI used to have two different tools. The first one, Operator, was like the hands. It could click and type on the web, but its ability to analyze things was pretty weak. The other tool, Deep Research, was the brain. It was brilliant at analysis, but it couldn't actually interact with websites. So you had either the hands or the brain, but you could never have both at the same time.
The solution then was pretty obvious, right? Just bring them together. By fusing the web actions of Operator with the deep analysis of Deep Research, OpenAI created this single, seamless agent that can both find and understand, research, and execute.
Okay, this all sounds great on paper, but what does it really mean in the real world? Let's take a look at the actual performance, because this is where things get, well, really impressive.
And that's the key question, isn't it? When you put it up against other tools or even human experts, how does this new agent actually stack up when you give it genuinely difficult problems to solve? All right, let's start with something we all use: spreadsheets. When they tested it on this benchmark called Spreadsheet Bench, the GPTG agent scored a 45.5%. Now compare that to Excel's very own Copilot, which scored 20.0%. That's more than double the performance on some seriously complex spreadsheet tasks.
But what about, truly expert-level thinking? This number, 27.4%, is the agent's score on something called frontier math. And listen, this is not your high school algebra class. This thing has problems so tough, they can take human math experts hours to solve. So for an AI to get over 27% right, that signals a huge leap in its ability to reason through incredibly complex problems. And this skill goes way beyond just pure math. When they tested it on real-world data science tasks, the kind of complex analysis that whole teams of people work on, the agent didn't just meet human performance, it significantly surpassed it. Just let that sink in for a second. For certain kinds of data work, it's already better than us. So this agent is powerful. I mean, extremely powerful. And with that kind of power comes a really important question about safety and control. So let's talk about how you stay in the driver's seat. It goes without saying, right? Giving an AI the ability to actually act on your behalf online, well, that introduces a whole new set of risks. Safety has to be built in from the very beginning. So the biggest risk here is something called prompt injection. Basically, this is where a malicious website hides instructions that try to trick the agent into doing something you didn't ask for, like, say, sending your private data to an attacker. It's a serious concern. So how does the system protect you from stuff like that? Well, it's built around a 4-layer safety model. First, it needs your explicit permission for key actions like making a purchase. Second, for sensitive things like sending an email, you have to be actively supervising. Third, it's actually trained to proactively refuse high-risk requests. And finally, you have strong privacy controls to manage all your data. The bottom line is you are always in command. Okay, let's wrap up by looking at where this technology is right now and where it's headed. Because as powerful as this agent is, this is really just the beginning of the journey.
It's so important to remember that this is an early release. And while the agent is incredibly capable, it's not perfect. It can and it will make mistakes. So managing our own expectations is going to be key to using it well. And let's get specific about some of those limitations for a second. That cool slideshow feature we talked about at the start, yeah, that's currently in beta. So the formatting can be a little rough. You'll probably need to edit the results. And right now, it can't use your existing files as a template to work from. But the direction here is crystal clear. OpenAI is focused on making this agent more efficient, more flexible, a better, more responsive partner, while always keeping safety as the top priority. And that leaves us with the big question. We've just moved from an AI for the information age to an AI for the action age, an assistant that can actually do things, not just find them. So the real question isn't just about what this technology can do. It's how are you going to use it to completely change the way you work, create, and solve problems.